My beloved child, stay with me till the end, because what you're about to hear will open something deep within you. A man never truly forgets the woman who carried a different kind of silence, the one that spoke louder than words. Her calm wasn't weakness, it was the storm he never knew how to survive. He remembers her because she never competed with noise. She stayed still when the world tried to shake her. And in her stillness, he saw strength, the kind that couldn't be replaced, not even after 1,000 distractions. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the way she listened, not just with her ears, but with her soul. When he spoke his fears, she didn't interrupt, she understood. She didn't try to fix him, she just made him feel safe, like home finally had a heartbeat. A man will always remember the woman who didn't chase him but prayed for him in silence. The one who smiled through pain, not because she was weak, but because she believed pain was temporary. She made him see that love wasn't chaos, it was peace dressed in patience. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her scent, not of perfume, but of presence. The way she left every room softer, calmer, sacred. Even when she was gone, her energy lingered like a quiet song that refused to fade. She didn't beg him to stay, she allowed destiny to decide. That's why he can't forget her, because she loved him without control. And that's the kind of love no man ever truly gets over. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she never exposed his flaws to the world. Even when she was hurt, she protected his name. That kind of loyalty stays carved in a man's heart, long after the relationship ends. She didn't fight to be understood, she chose to be graceful. And years later, when the noise fades, he realizes, she was the calm he destroyed searching for excitement. But excitement fades. Grace doesn't. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the way she believed in his potential when he doubted himself. Her faith in him became the mirror that showed him his worth. When everyone else left, she stayed, not because she was blind, but because she saw his purpose before he did. He may have walked away, but her memory didn't. It followed him into every room, every new connection, every night he pretended not to care. Because deep down, he knew, you can't forget the woman who touched your soul without touching your body. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, listen closely, because this part reveals the truth he never told anyone. He remembers the woman who had her own life, her own fire, her own dreams. She didn't orbit around him, she inspired him to rise. She never begged for attention, her silence was enough to pull him back every time he drifted away. She was rare, not because of her beauty, but because she knew her value even when he didn't. And now, every woman he meets after her feels like a shadow trying to imitate the sun. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her laughter, not the loud kind, but the soft one that made his walls crumble. Her laughter wasn't for everyone, but when he heard it, he felt chosen. It's the kind of sound that echoes in his mind when he's alone, reminding him of what real warmth felt like. He remembers her eyes, not because they were perfect, but because they saw through his masks. She saw the boy behind the armor, the fear behind the pride. And no matter how far he runs, he keeps looking for that same gaze in every stranger. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the day she walked away, not in anger, but in peace. She didn't shout, she didn't curse, she just closed the door softly. That silence was louder than any argument, because it told him she finally chose herself. And that's when he realized, losing her wasn't punishment. It was the consequence of not recognizing a blessing when it stood right in front of him. Now, every lesson he learns carries her name in invisible ink. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her compassion, the way she helped even those who hurt her. Her heart was too big for revenge, too pure for bitterness. He sees her reflection in everything good that ever happens to him, and he whispers her name under his breath like a prayer. He may have chosen another, but no one carries her light. No one forgives like she did. No one loves with that kind of quiet power. And that's why he still dreams of her, even when he swears he doesn't. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay close, because the truth he's been hiding all this time is about to surface. He remembers her patience, the way she waited without demanding. When others rushed him, she let him breathe, and that freedom made him love her in silence. He remembers her boundaries too, the way she said, no, without guilt. That strength haunted him later because he realized it wasn't rejection, it was self-respect. A man never forgets the woman who taught him how to love himself by refusing to be disrespected. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her hands, how they healed without touching. Every time she held a dream, it came true for someone. She carried an energy that made people believe in miracles again. She was never loud about her goodness. Her kindness was quiet but contagious. And when she left, the room didn't just feel empty, it felt sacred, like an angel had just walked through. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her eyes when she said goodbye, steady, not trembling. That calmness broke him more than tears ever could. Because it showed him she had found peace even without him. Now, every time he closes his eyes, he sees that moment replaying like a movie he can't pause. Her image isn't fading, it's engraved. Because real love doesn't vanish. It transforms into memory, into music, into silence that never leaves. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she prayed for him to become better even when he didn't deserve it. And now, when blessings find him, he knows they carry traces of her prayers. He realizes her love didn't end, it just shifted to protection from afar. A man always remembers the woman who loved him purely, not for what he had, but for who he was trying to become. That kind of love can't be replaced, it only evolves into gratitude. And that's why she still lives in his heartbeat, no matter who lies next to him now. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay here, the final truth is unfolding. He remembers her not because she was perfect, but because she was real. She never faked emotions to impress him, she showed her flaws like a map of honesty. He remembers her faith, not in him, but in herself. That quiet confidence scared him then, but now it draws him back in memory. Because he finally understands, real women don't need to chase, they attract through authenticity. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her leaving, not as loss, but as awakening. She became the chapter he keeps rereading, trying to find where he went wrong. And every time he looks back, he realizes she was never asking for more, only honesty. The woman who teaches a man what peace feels like becomes unforgettable. She turns into his standard, his reflection, his ghost in every new story. He may never tell her, but every success he reaches feels empty without sharing it with her. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her forgiveness, that one moment when she smiled and said, "It's okay." That simple sentence carried oceans of grace. It broke his ego and healed his soul at the same time. She walked away without hatred. And that's what keeps her memory alive. She didn't leave scars, she left lessons. She became the reason he finally learned what love truly means. Something huge is waiting for you. Before you go, my beloved child, share this message if your heart felt it. Because someone out there is missing the one they should have fought for. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, don't move away now. This is the part where his heart finally admits what his pride tried to hide. He remembers her not just for what she did, but for what she awakened inside him. She made him feel emotions he had long buried, the ones he thought he was too strong to have. She saw the good in him before he could prove it. That vision still follows him. Every time he looks in the mirror, he sees the version she believed in. And that's why her absence feels louder than anyone else's presence. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her letters, the kind she never sent. The ones filled with truth, hope, and quiet pain. He found one years later, hidden inside a book, and that single paragraph changed everything. It wasn't about blame or regret. It was a prayer. A soft wish that he'd heal and become who he was meant to be. And that's when he realized, love like that doesn't die, it transforms into destiny. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her laughter echoing through memories he tried to forget. Even in his loneliest nights, that laughter becomes his anchor. Because it reminds him that he once knew joy that was pure, unfiltered, divine. He's met many faces since, but none of them glow like hers did in simplicity. No filters, no games, just presence, and that's the kind of presence that imprints forever. He can't explain it, but every path that leads him forward somehow circles back to her memory. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her walk, not just her steps, but the confidence behind them. She carried grace like a rhythm, quiet yet commanding. When she left, it wasn't weakness, it was a final act of self-love, one he couldn't match then. Now he understands, love isn't about staying through destruction. It's about knowing when to walk away with dignity intact. That's what makes her unforgettable. She left before she broke. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the way she dreamed, endlessly, fiercely, beautifully. She didn't talk about changing the world, she did it quietly, one heart at a time. And though he never said it aloud, she made him want to be a better man. He carries her lessons in his silence. Every time he chooses kindness, it's her influence. Every time he forgives, it's her voice echoing through his conscience. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, you've stayed this long because your soul recognizes truth when it hears it. He remembers her not through things, but through feelings. The warmth in his chest when he hears her favorite song, the ache when he smells rain, she's everywhere, quietly. He tries to replace her with noise, but peace is addictive. And she was peace. Now he understands, that's why he keeps coming back in memories, because she was the home he never appreciated. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her eyes during the hardest times, the kind of look that says, "I believe in you," without words. That look became his inner strength. Whenever life gets heavy, he sees her face, and it gives him the courage to rise again. He may never say her name out loud, but his silence screams it every time he's alone. Because she isn't gone, she became a part of his conscience. A sacred presence that reminds him that love isn't lost, it's just waiting to return differently. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her grace under pressure. The way she handled betrayal, pain, and disappointment without losing her light. He once mistook that calm for indifference, but now he knows, it was divine restraint. She didn't fight dirty, she fought with peace. And peace, my child, is the loudest answer to chaos. That's why he can't forget her. Because she showed him strength without shouting. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the last message she sent, short, simple, real. It wasn't a goodbye, it was a blessing. And even years later, he replays those words like sacred verses in his mind. Because it wasn't about closure, it was about gratitude. She didn't leave him broken, she left him wiser. And that's a kind of love that only rare souls can give. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she never competed for his attention. She knew her worth, and that confidence became her power. Now he looks for that energy everywhere, but once you've met real, everything else feels temporary. He tries to move on, but every new connection reminds him of her authenticity. Because when you've been loved by someone genuine, imitation never satisfies. And that truth keeps echoing in every heartbeat he hides behind his smile. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, don't leave yet, this is where the heart reveals the hidden confession. He remembers the woman who never made love a battlefield. She made it a sanctuary. He didn't have to perform or pretend around her. She accepted his flaws like sacred fragments of a human soul. And that kind of acceptance is unforgettable, because it teaches you that real love doesn't need fixing, it needs understanding. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her words when he doubted himself. Don't let the world harden you, she said softly. That line became his mantra, the echo that stopped him from turning cold. Even after she left, her wisdom became his compass. Every choice he makes carries a trace of her voice. And even if he never says it, she remains the silent guide behind his growth. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her forgiveness, not once, but every time. Because she didn't forgive out of weakness, she forgave out of strength. And that's something only divine hearts know how to do. Now he finally gets it, she wasn't naive. She was just built from a love deeper than pain. That's why no matter how far life takes him, her grace stays printed on his heart. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her simplicity, the way she didn't need grand gestures. A cup of coffee, a calm night, a genuine conversation, that was her love language. And now, surrounded by noise and people, he misses that quiet. He realizes what made her unforgettable wasn't her perfection, but her peace. The world chases passion, but peace stays. And she was peace. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the moment he finally broke down and admitted it to himself. She was the one. Not because she fit into his life, but because she made him realize what life really was. He lost her once, but she became his standard forever. And every woman after her became a comparison, not a connection. Because once your soul meets truth, illusion can't satisfy it. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, breathe, because this ending isn't about loss, it's about awakening. He remembers her because she was different, not louder, not brighter, just truer. In a world full of copies, she was the original blueprint of love. He remembers her because she never needed to prove her worth. Her silence carried power, her presence brought calm, her absence taught lessons. She became the story he tells without ever mentioning her name. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her in the little things. In the morning breeze, in the songs he skips, in the dreams that feel too real. Because some souls leave fingerprints on your destiny, not just your heart. And though he'll move forward, he'll never move on, because she became the definition of what he now prays to find again. Not someone perfect. Just someone pure. Something huge is waiting for you. So my beloved child, if this message found you, it's not by accident. Maybe you were her, the woman he still remembers in silence. Or maybe you're about to meet someone who'll never forget you either. Whatever it is, your energy, your grace, your truth, it's unforgettable. And the one meant for you will always come back, not because you called, but because your love was too rare to be replaced. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay close, share this message if it touched your soul. Because someone out there is still remembering the woman who had everything money couldn't buy. Heart, peace, and light. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay still and listen, because this part holds the quiet truth that hides behind every goodbye. He remembers the woman who taught him that silence could heal deeper than words ever could. She didn't fill the air with explanations, she let her absence explain everything he refused to understand. She became a mirror he couldn't look away from. Every time he hurt her, he ended up hurting himself. And when she finally left, he didn't lose her, he lost the part of himself that only she could reach. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how her love never begged for attention. She loved him with a kind of maturity that confused him back then. While others loved for validation, she loved for growth. Now, years later, he realizes, she didn't love him for who he was, she loved him for who he could become. And that realization hits harder than heartbreak. Because he knows now, he wasn't ready for the kind of love that transforms. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her scent in the most unexpected places. A random street corner, an old song, a passing stranger wearing the same fragrance. Each time, his heart skips, because memory never truly dies, it just disguises itself as coincidence. He remembers the way she used to look at him, not with expectation, but with faith. That kind of gaze is rare, sacred. And even when she's gone, her eyes haunt him with the truth, that he was seen, fully, maybe for the first and last time. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she carried his pain like her own. Even when he broke her heart, she whispered blessings behind his back. That kind of kindness doesn't fade, it carves itself into the soul. He sees her in every moment he chooses to be gentle instead of cold. He hears her voice in every decision to forgive instead of fight. Because her influence didn't end with her presence, it began with her love. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the night he realized he couldn't replace her. He tried, oh he tried, with laughter, with new faces, with empty conversations. But nothing filled the silence she left behind. He didn't miss her body. He missed her essence. The way she made life feel sacred. And that's something time can't erase. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, your heart is listening because it's learning what love really means. He remembers the woman who never shouted her worth, she lived it. She never demanded respect, she embodied it. Her presence was her power. She didn't need to prove anything, because everything about her spoke peace. And that's what made her unforgettable, she was love without noise. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she never used pain to punish. Even when he disappointed her, she chose silence over drama. That silence became his biggest teacher. Because he realized, a woman's silence isn't weakness, it's a mirror of her strength. And once she's quiet, it means she's already gone, even if she's standing next to you. He learned that lesson too late. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she used to celebrate his smallest victories. The way she clapped when no one was watching, prayed when no one believed. She saw light in him before he ever saw it himself. Now he understands, love isn't about grand gestures. It's about quiet loyalty, unseen faith, and gentle reminders that you matter. That's what she gave, and that's why no one can take her place. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her eyes when she finally said, "Take care." Not angry. Not bitter. Just done. That was the moment the world tilted, because her peace meant the end of his comfort. He thought she'd come back like before. But real love doesn't circle back once it learns its worth. And that truth became the weight he carries every single day. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her voice in his dreams. Sometimes it's laughter. Sometimes it's silence. But always, it's healing. Because even when she's not here, she's guiding him from afar. Her energy became his guardian. Her love turned into his redemption. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, lean in, because this part reveals what he never confessed aloud. He remembers her kindness, the kind that didn't fade with rejection. Even after he left, she wished him well, and that broke him more than her leaving ever could. She taught him that real love doesn't hate, it lets go. And letting go isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. She made him realize, you don't lose someone like her, you lose access to peace. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers how she handled his anger with grace. How she turned storms into stillness with a single look. Now, every time he faces chaos, he wishes she was there to calm it again. She didn't just love him, she healed him. And when she left, he realized healing hurts too. Because sometimes, the cure has to walk away to complete the lesson. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her little habits, the way she hummed when she cooked, the way she smiled at strangers, the way she talked to plants like they were alive. Back then, he didn't notice how divine that energy was. Now he does. Because love isn't found in big moments, it hides in the small, holy ones. She was the kind of woman who turned ordinary days into sacred memories. And now he lives inside those memories, searching for her spirit in every sunrise. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her courage to start over. The way she rebuilt herself after the heartbreak he caused. And instead of bitterness, she carried light, brighter, stronger, freer. He watches her from afar now, proud but broken. Because he knows he's the reason she shines even more now. And though he can't touch her world anymore, he smiles, because she finally found peace. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her lessons: love purely, let go gracefully, grow endlessly. She became his lifetime teacher in the form of a temporary presence. And now, her memory is his compass, guiding him through every new season. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, we've reached the final truth, the one that brings the story full circle. He remembers her because she didn't just love him, she awakened him. She showed him what real love feels like, and what losing it truly means. She didn't curse him when she left. She blessed him. And every blessing since that day has her energy behind it. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her not as the one that got away, but as the one who set him free. Free from ego, from fear, from the illusions of what love should look like. She became his greatest teacher, his quiet miracle in human form. And now, when he closes his eyes, he doesn't feel regret. He feels gratitude. Because her love didn't end, it simply changed its form. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, if your soul connected with this, maybe you were that woman. The one who loved beyond measure, forgave without reason, and walked away without hate. And heaven saw every tear you hid behind your strength. You are not forgotten. You are remembered. Because a man always remembers the woman who had courage, kindness, and grace. And life will remember you too, by sending you a love that matches your purity. Something huge is waiting for you. So hold your head high, keep your heart soft, and let destiny do its work. The same way he remembers you, the universe remembers your prayers. And soon, what you gave in silence will return as miracles in motion. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, don't move your eyes away now, because this chapter holds the glow that follows every heartbreak. He remembers her not just as a memory, but as a light that refused to go out. Every time life turns dark, he feels her warmth in the quiet corners of his soul. She was never gone, she became part of everything he learned to love again. In his success, he feels her whisper, "See, I told you you'd make it." In his sadness, he hears her say, "It's okay, breathe. I'm still proud of you." Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the softness she left behind, not in words, but in energy. Even when she's no longer near, her peace travels through the air like perfume on the wind. She made the world better just by being gentle in it. He learned that love doesn't end when the person leaves. It lingers in the way we treat others, in the way we choose patience over pain. She became his quiet guide, unseen but unforgettable. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her courage. How she could smile through her own storm so that others wouldn't feel her rain. That kind of bravery is rare, and once a man witnesses it, he carries it forever. He realized too late that strength isn't loud, it's silent endurance. And now, when he faces struggles, he channels her steadiness. Because she taught him that real grace survives even when the heart doesn't. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers the day he saw her again after years apart. Her eyes had changed, calmer, wiser, brighter. She wasn't waiting for him, she had already found herself. That moment humbled him. Because he realized she didn't need closure, she became her own completion. And that's when he understood, real love isn't about possession, it's about evolution. Something huge is waiting for you. He remembers her laughter echoing like a melody that never ages. It plays inside his heart when the world feels too heavy. That sound alone reminds him that some people were never meant to stay, only to awaken you. He thanks her in silence every day now. Not for staying, but for leaving at the right time. Because sometimes, love's greatest act of devotion is walking away. Something huge is waiting for you.